Gundy wants is more ball movement, player movement, so that they get their shots without the defense being stacked against them. Sprewell and Johnson, 6 on the clock.
Now 4 to shoot. Johnson with the outside shot over Davis. Bounces into the corner. Miller saves it right to Houston. Houston, that's a 2. He had a foot on the line, didn't hit it anyway. He continues to struggle. Smith's the rebound.
Never save the ball under your own basket. Reggie's got to go back to John Wooden basketball camp.
Dale Davis missed that one. Offensive rebound, though. He got his own. Jackson for 3. The former Knick, Mark Jackson, who's had a solid series, hits that one in full court pressure now from Indiana.
Well, the Pacers are not a pressure basketball team, so this is just for the purpose of using time and to keep the crowd and the emotion at the start of this ball game.
Houston off a screen, lets it go. Missed again. He's 0 for 2. Dale Davis hammered to the court, and a loose ball foul is called.
Well, the Indiana Pacers are going to bring the energy that's necessary to try to keep this crowd in it. Even though it's a bad decision, they are quicker to the ball at the outset of the ball game. Jackson knocks this one down, and the place erupts.
The Pacers, who went away from the three-point shot in Game 4, all of a sudden now in control early. Relentless pursuit of the ball by Dale Davis, who was lucky not to be knocked unconscious there. Knicks coming with a lot of beef early, trying to rough up Dale.
Foul on Chris Dudley, first of the game.
Rough up. This is one of the ruggedest guys in the NBA.
Dale Davis, double team quickly from Ward. Davis turns the other way and missed it, but he was fouled.
Steve, you're seeing a disciplined game here from Indiana. Solid defensively, and then every time offense, get it down low. Post up Dale Davis. He scores the first touch, then they have to double team. Now they foul him on his third touch, and that's going to free up three-point shooters like Reggie Miller. Van Gundy's in trouble.
Van Gundy is hoping that they stick with that game plan. There has not been a game this year where Dale Davis has been the primary offensive weapon, and if that's the case, New York is going to have a chance to get this crowd quiet. They're going to get control of the game.
I bet you.
Dale Davis, 54% free throw shooter.
Dale will wear him out if given the touches.
Patrick Ewing with a partially torn Achilles. Watching. Dale Davis, only 2 points in Game 3. Other than that, he's played pretty well. This will be, by the way, the first time that the Knicks have been without Patrick Ewing in the playoffs on the road. And they've been a good road team in the playoffs after winning only 8 times in the regular season. They're 5-2 on the road in the playoffs so far. And Jeff Van Gundy, talking to us tonight, said that if you told him before the series that they would be 2-2 with the Pacers with or without Patrick Ewing, he would be happy.
Van Gundy continues to play that underdog role to the hilt. Also the fact that Sprewell and Houston are shooting in the 30s percentage-wise for field goal attempts. Nothing has really gone right in Van Gundy's eyes, and they're right there poised, ready to snatch it. Still on a 6-game pace, but they have to get this one tonight, Steve.
They don't have to get this one. It would make the team that gets the win have at least a chance to finish it on Friday, but this is not a have-to situation yet.
That's a really good strategy. Count on winning the 7th game on the road.
The guys are starting early tonight, folks. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Tom, before he shot that free throw, Dale Davis on that last foul had his upper lip split. It was bleeding. David Craig came out, stopped the bleeding during that 20-second timeout, and he continues. Tom?
Jim, Dale still on the floor. Here's Latrell Sprewell over Chris Mullen. Missed the shot. Battle off Sprewell's head, and another New York foul.
Dudley, we talked at the outset about quickness to the ball and relentless pressure, and that is what the Pacers have brought for Larry Bird tonight. Mullen playing the disciplined defensive game, forcing Sprewell into a tough back-to-the-basket spinner. And then Dudley with his second foul. That'll force the substitution. Very little contact there. New York already playing with a short bench.
Kurt Thomas replaces Chris Dudley, and that is exactly what Jeff Van Gundy did not want. One of the reasons he changed his lineup, not having Dudley and Thomas in there, was to try to keep them out of foul trouble. Charlie Ward takes a charge here, and Indiana's first foul is called on Rick Smits.
Well, there are guys out on the floor that get fouls in clusters. Smits is one, makes no attempt to side to step the stream of Charlie Ward. He picks up his first one, and now Kurt Thomas is a cluster foul guy. He's in the ball game. You can look for him to get a couple of fouls very quickly, and that's going to hurt the Knicks.
Ward penetrates, hits Sprewell. Double clutch shot, inbound. Rebounded by Dale Davis. Here's the outlet to Reggie Miller.
Sprewell shot for an hour and a half before the game tonight. At a relentless pace, it has not resulted in a quick start for Spree.
Smits over Thomas. Rick Smits. Easy bucket over the shorter Thomas. And the Pacers have built a 9-0 lead.
Indiana, the tallest team in the league. New York, the shortest, even with Ewing. Without Ewing, they become painfully short. But what a start for Smits. Last game, he couldn't even make it to the first 30 seconds, Tom. Right now, he's got some rebounds, drawing some fouls on Dudley, and now scoring with his back to the basket. A real plus for Larry Bird with that broken toe that Rick Smits has. That's the most difficult thing for him to do.
Indiana called for an illegal defense, and then as the ball is inbounded, Reggie Miller knocked to the court.
Kurt Thomas.
And Kurt Thomas, Jeff Van Gundy saying he wanted him to be physical, not foolish.
You have to be a defender, not a fouler. And these guys grow up hearing all about the playoffs being rough and tough. Mostly about skill, something that Kurt Thomas has an abundance of, but has not been playing that style.
Smits wide open as he called for the ball on low post, got his feet tangled. Now Jackson spinning, dishing. Dale Davis too hard.
That was a pass to Smits, who failed to make the back cut there.
That's why they should drive the offense through him, so he can make those kinds of passes. The Knicks need a score just to settle themselves down. Thomas from the corner.
Finally, with 8.5 minutes left in the opening quarter, New York, after missing its first 5 shots, gets a bucket.
Van Gundy did not want to fall behind early. That feeds the crowd, and it makes them play a scramble game, already playing shorthanded New York.
Smits outside, no good. Back tapped by Reggie Miller. Smits rambles toward the hoop, knocks bodies every which way, and has his second foul. Again, Charlie Ward is the man that takes the charge. And again, Smits takes an early seat on the Indiana bench, replaced by Antonio Davis.
And he should have got a technical foul there, but watch Kurt Thomas here come and set the nice screen and just roll to the baseline here. Beautiful dish over. A fine scorer, Kurt Thomas, at the collegiate level, still trying to find his niche in the professionals.
So Smits an early exit again. Antonio Davis.
He made it 4 minutes this time. That's a lifetime. That's progress.
Allen Houston, ball fake. Miller stayed right with him. Dale Davis rebounds, and Houston continues to struggle, now 0 for 3.
Well, both of those guys, Sprewell and Houston, are feeling the pressure of having to score. They're not playing relaxed. Antonio Davis with a miss. Larry Johnson picks up his second foul. So the front line of the New York Knicks getting stung with some fouls here early.
Phenomenal ball movement, so sharp. The Pacers really building off of game 4. Mark Jackson so quick, seeing the opportunities. All Larry Johnson can do is foul. 2-shot opportunity, Antonio Davis.
2 fouls on Larry Johnson, and shortly Jeff Van Gundy will go to his hole card early as Marcus Camby is set to check in. Antonio Davis missed the first.
Van Gundy was telling us about how sure there's a lot of pressure on Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell as Camby comes in with terrific numbers, improving as the series goes on. But while Camby has made an impact, there's been not enough from Sprewell in Houston. And he says, well, Van Gundy says that there's so much expected of him, but that's what great players need to do, is play the entire game at both ends. They have not done that.
Sprewell against Mullen. That's a matchup that New York had hoped to exploit in game 4. In game 4, Mullen, Sprewell's former Golden State teammate, torched him for 18 points. Sprewell said he felt a step slow in that game. He didn't look slow there as he slammed home his first bucket.
Spree didn't respond to the pressure well. I thought he'd be huge in game 4.
He's due for a bust-out game. This is a streaky player. He can have 3-4 bad games and suddenly come out with 3 or 4 very good ones. Mullen's over the top. Remember that in the end, Atlanta series, Sprewell was the guy with plays like this, just quick driving plays and throwdowns. He's not been able to get to the free throw line because he's not been attacking the basket.
And that inability to get to the line has taken away a real weapon for Sprewell.
Here's his outside shot, and now he's made 2 in a row. Maybe the drive to the rim got him started. And after being down 9-0, New York has scored 6 in a row.
The good thing for Spree is that he's playing a much better disciplined defensive game tonight, not gambling, trying to steal every ball.
Van Gundy was more upset with his defense than his lack of offense. Houston leads the break all the way to the rim. The finger roll goes. Allen Houston's in the scoring column. Reggie Miller took a wild shot, and New York got the transition bucket to pull it in 1.
The first rule of defense is to stop the ball. Nobody stops Allen Houston. Larry Bird said, the excitement's over, guys. We got to start playing basketball now.
It's been a game of streaks. Indiana went up 9-0, and then Latrell Sprewell ignited the Knicks with this slam.
Somebody should tell the Pacers he's right-handed. Then he starts drilling these perimeter jumpers as the defenders have to back off after the explosive drive.
And the Knicks trying to exploit their quickness advantage, get the transition bucket to